Welcome to the AP Telecom Expert Video Series, another installment. I'm John Hanaway alongside Eric Handa, co-founder and CEO of AP Telecom. Today we're going to discuss the trend of content players becoming aggressive in subsea. Eric, why do you feel the content players have become more aggressive with their strategies in the subsea space?
Well, I think any of the OTT operators, the FANGs, Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, they need this capacity at the lowest per unit cost. And it's simply a question of cost economics. Does it make sense to build it on your own or buy it from somebody else? And it effectively makes sense to build it on your own, Tobin's cube ratio in terms of the math.
What are the trends you're expecting to see among those content players in the space when it comes to their subsea strategy going forward?
We expect it to increase. AP Telecom's view is that we're really at the beginning onset of a lot of the OTT operators going to continue to incubate and help facilitate new systems on new routes. Emerging markets around the world, there's still 2 billion people on the planet that aren't connected to the internet. And in order for them to get connected, to use Facebook, to use search engine, such as Google or others, they need connectivity, and connectivity is largely driven by fiber as well as a smartphone device.
So give us your take on the Microsoft-Facebook deal and its impact on the subsea industry.
Yeah, it's certainly a new route across the Atlantic. It's a first route that is not really telecom driven by a telecom operator, or a proper telecom operator per se, in the traditional sense. That in itself is pioneering and new. It shows a shift in the industry in terms of who's actually consuming capacity based on core demand. And it's certainly maybe a glimpse into the future. There could be content players that don't even exist today that may have tremendous network needs. I had the opportunity a couple months ago, AP Telecom was sponsoring a conference in Southeast Asia. We were learning about M2M and the Internet of Things, smart cars, the ability to have your car communicate and drive for you, fix it on repair. That's all going to require a tremendous amount of connectivity, and it's also going to require a tremendous amount of bandwidth. Right. The device that I'm wearing, I didn't wear it for any reason except I'd like to see how many steps I took, and I worked out this morning. This is going to be able to be paired up to a fiber to the tower. It's going to be going back to my Garmin provider in terms of my software without a direct sync. So that's something that's going to help, and I travel a lot internationally and domestically, so that's an example of that.
Well, as an extension to that, how are AP Telecom's clients looking at the content players as a strategic channel?
We see them as customers. They are customers. It's not something we talk about openly in terms of specific transactions. Sure. Yet they're definitely a changing evolution in terms of who's consuming capacity. I believe that if you look at the number of applications that are out, smart apps and on smartphones, that's going to continue to increase, and those providers need connectivity, not because it's they're not reselling capacity, but they need it in order to run their platform.
Well, Eric, thanks for joining us today to discuss the content players' impact on the subsea industry.
Thanks, John. Good to see you.